Back in 1991, something remarkably genuine unfolded on a school field that would go on to become one of the most tender, humanizing memories of the late Princess Diana. It wasn't during a high-profile gala or a royal ceremony. It happened during Prince Harry's school sports day. And what made it so special wasn't the grandeur of the event, but the simplicity of the moment. In an unexpected burst of joy and spontaneity, Diana kicked off her shoes, hiked up her skirt, and dashed across the field in a parent's foot race. The footage, which recently resurfaced and quickly went viral on social media, shows a royal mother not defined by her title, but by her love, her spirit, and her willingness to just be one of the moms. For many who've watched the video, some for the first time, others for the 100th, it's hard not to smile or even tear up. There's Diana, completely barefoot, running with a group of other mothers, completely immersed in the moment. It wasn't about appearances or protocol. It was about showing up for her son, for the joy of it, and for herself. While she didn't end up winning the race, her effort and determination lit up the entire field. And in a world where royals are often kept at arm's length from everyday activities, this moment shattered all barriers. It proved something many had long suspected: Diana was different. She didn't just sympathize with the public, she related to them. She was one of them in spirit. The tradition of a parents' race at the end of school sports day is a long-standing one in England. It's a lighthearted and often chaotic part of the day when the adults get to join in the fun. But seeing Princess Diana, arguably the most famous woman in the world at that time, take part like any other parent made it extraordinary. She didn't sit on the sidelines or wave politely. She ran. And she did it in a skirt, with bare feet and a huge smile. That in itself told the world so much about who she truly was. She wasn't performing for the cameras. She was living the moment fully, and in doing so, she left behind a memory that would outshine countless public appearances and formal portraits. As the old footage made its rounds online again decades later, it sparked an emotional reaction from royal fans across the globe. Social media lit up with comments from people deeply touched by what they saw. One user wrote, "She was in it to win it," highlighting Diana's genuine competitive spirit and how she approached everything in life with heart. Another commented, "She always knew what to put first, and that was her kids." These reflections weren't just about a race. They were about a mother's love, her priorities, and the way she used every opportunity to connect with her children, no matter how public or private the setting. Accompanying photos from that same sunny afternoon further brought the memory to life. In one shot, a young and happy Prince Harry is seen participating in a sack race with his classmates, embodying the kind of playful, grounded childhood that Diana so desperately wanted for her sons. In another, Diana is walking hand in hand with him across the grass, looking every bit the proud and attentive mother. There was no royal stiffness in those images, only love. Her eyes weren't scanning for paparazzi, they were fixed on her son. These candid moments, often overlooked in official biographies, are now cherished as the clearest evidence of Diana's maternal devotion and her desire to raise her boys with as much normalcy as she could possibly manage. And perhaps that's the heart of why these glimpses into her personal life resonate so deeply. In a world that placed her under constant scrutiny and pressure, Diana found freedom in being a mother. That role allowed her to cast aside the weight of the crown, the expectations of the monarchy, and the headlines constantly chasing her. With Harry and William, she could just be Diana. And that barefoot race, it captured all of that in just a few seconds of video. It wasn't just a fun moment, it was her declaration of what truly mattered. Not duty, not image, but love, laughter, and being fully present. Fast forward to 2017, and the echoes of that day could still be felt when her sons, now grown men, participated in the London Marathon Team Heads Together training day. Joined by Kate Middleton, the trio stepped onto the track not just as royal figures, but as spirited, relatable individuals having fun. There were smiles, jokes, and even a playful competition among them. Watching them run, people were reminded of Diana's vibrant energy, her desire for connection, and her playful heart. Prince William and Prince Harry weren't simply honoring her memory through speeches and charity, they were living it. And in those lighthearted jogs down the track, it was clear that the legacy of Diana's authenticity and love hadn't just survived. It had flourished. Those who admire Diana often speak about her compassion, her kindness, and her willingness to go against the grain. But what's just as important is the joy she carried into motherhood. She didn't let the weight of her title suffocate her spirit. Instead, she used her position to amplify what mattered most: human connection, empathy, and above all, love for her children. That race, though short in length, went the distance in showing the world that a mother's heart beats louder than any royal anthem. Her decision to join that race wasn't about winning, it was about being there in the moment for her son. It's also worth noting how bold a move this was at the time. Royals didn't often break formality for casual public acts like this. The image of a princess running barefoot in front of flashing cameras might have raised eyebrows within palace walls, but to the people, it meant everything. It was a rare peek behind the curtain, a brief unveiling of the human being behind the crown. And that brief unveiling became a defining moment. It reminded everyone that underneath the titles and tiaras was a woman fiercely committed to her family and unafraid to express it. Even today, as the world reflects on her legacy, it's not just her style, humanitarian efforts, or iconic interviews that people bring up. It's moments like this, real, unscripted, filled with laughter and love. A mother racing barefoot with abandon because her son was watching. Because her presence meant more than any royal tradition. These are the fragments of life that stay with us, that outlive headlines and royal statements. So as the video continues to circulate and warm hearts around the globe, it's a gentle reminder of what made Princess Diana so extraordinary. It wasn't just her title or her charity work. It was her ability to bring grace into the everyday, to run without shoes, to laugh without restraint, and to love without limits. And maybe that's why, all these years later, people still can't stop watching that race. Because in that short run across a school field, Diana didn't just participate, she inspired. And the world is still cheering. Even as the world has changed and the royal family has evolved, Princess Diana's moments like these haven't lost their relevance. They've become even more powerful. In an era dominated by carefully curated media appearances, controlled photo ops, and polished public relations,